Hello students, today we will start one new topic, alkyl halides or haloalkanes. So this is class 12 topic, useful for mains, advanced and NEET. Let's start haloalkanes. Haloalkanes. Haloalkanes is a IUPAC name or alkyl halides. We can call it as a alkyl halides. After alkyl halides, we will discuss aryl halides, haloalkanes. So coming to the introduction of haloalkanes, these are the derivatives of alkanes. Haloalkanes are the derivatives of alkanes. So in alkanes, replace one hydrogen with halogen. Replace one hydrogen with halogen, will get haloalkanes. 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 So these are the derivatives of the alkanes by replacing hydrogen with halogen, where Hex is equal to fluoro, chloro, bromo or ido. Fluoroalkane, chloroalkane, bromoalkane or idoalkane. Coming to the classification of alkyl halide, depending upon the number of halogen atoms, haloalkanes are divided into four categories. First one, monoalkyl halides or monohaloalkanes. Monohaloalkanes. Monohaloalkanes means, say, one hydrogen replaced with one halogen, that is monohaloalkanes. Let's see, RCH2X. So that means in alkane, one hydrogen replaced with one halogen, that is monohaloalkane. Let's see one more example. Monohaloalkane. In a alkane, one hydrogen replaced with one halogen. Let's see one more example. These three are the examples of monohaloalkanes. In all the three examples, only one halogen is present. So this is a monoalkyl halide. So monoalkyl halides, we can call it as alkyl halides. So we will study the complete synthesis of these monoalkyl halides. These monoalkyl halides, we can call it as alkyl halides. The general formula for this monoalkyl halides is CnH2n plus 1 and X. CnH2n plus 1 X, where X is equal to fluoro, chloro, bromo and ido. You can see the monohaloalkanes. These monohaloalkanes are again classified into three types. So you can see it is a primary alkyl halide. Halogen attached to primary carbon. It's a primary alkyl halide. This is a secondary carbon. So say that means secondary alkyl halide. So halogen attached to a carbon, that carbon is a secondary carbon, that's why it is a secondary alkyl halide. So halogen attached to tertiary carbon, that means tertiary alkyl halide. Okay, monohaloalkanes further classified into three types: primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide and tertiary alkyl halide. So this is about monohaloalkanes. Generally we can call it as alkyl halides. We will study the complete synthesis of alkyl halides and properties in the today's topic. Now next classification of haloalkanes is dihaloalkanes. Dihaloalkanes. So in dihaloalkanes, so two hydrogens replaced with two halogens in a alkane. In a alkane, if you replace two hydrogens with two halogens, that is dihaloalkane. The general molecular formula CN, H2N and X2. That's it. Okay, CN, H2N, X2. Okay, these dihaloalkanes again classified into two types: geminal dihalides and vicinal dihalides. Let's see, for example, RCH2, CH, X and X. If two halogen atoms attach to the same carbon, that is geminal dihalide. Geminal dihalide. If two halogens attached to one carbon, that is geminal dihalide. If two halogen atoms attached to adjacent atoms, adjacent carbon atom, that is vicinal dihalide. Vicinal dihalide. Let's see. See the difference between geminal dihalide and vicinal dihalide. Geminal dihalide, two halogen atoms attached to the same carbon atom. Vicinal dihalide, two halogen atoms attached to the adjacent carbon atom. The general molecular formula CnH2nX2. Okay. So this is about monohaloalkanes and dihaloalkanes. Trihaloalkanes. Trihaloalkanes. In this trihaloalkanes, 3 hydrogens replaced with 3 halogens. General molecular formula CnH2n minus 1 X3. CnH2n minus 1 X3. We can call it simply as halo form. Halo form. Let's see. CHCl3. Chloroform. Chloroform. Trihaloalkanes. So 3 hydrogens replaced with 3 halogens. CHBr3, bromoform. CHI3, iodoform. Okay, iodoform. 3 halogens replaced with 3 hydrogens. Bromoform, chloroform and haloform. Chloroform, bromoform and iodoform. Next, tetrahaloalkanes. Tetrahaloalkanes. In this tetrahaloalkanes, 4 hydrogens replaced with 4 halogens. General molecular formula CnH2n minus 2 X4. Okay. For example, CCl4, carbon tetrachloride. Carbon tetrachloride. CCl4, carbon tetrachloride. CBr4, carbon tetrabromide. CI4, carbon tetraiodide. These are the examples of tetrahaloalkanes. You can remember one point: monohaloalkanes, dihaloalkanes, trihaloalkanes and tetrahaloalkanes. In all the cases, halogen attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. Halogen attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. So another classification of alkyl halide, vinyl halide. Vinyl halide. So vinyl halide means, for example, you can see CH2 double bond CH group is vinyl group. If halogen attached to vinyl group, that is vinyl halide. In this vinyl halide, halogen that is attached to sp2 hybridized carbon. Vinyl halide, suppose vinyl chloride, if X is equal to C, chloro, vinyl chloride, X is equal to Br, vinyl bromide, vinyl iodide. Another classification of alkyl halide, allyl halide. Allyl halide, you can see, so CH2 double bond CH, CH2, this is allylic position. If halogen attached at allylic position, this is allylic position, that is allyl halide. In this allyl halide, halogen attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. Another classification of alkyl halide, benzyl halide. Benzyl halide. So in this benzyl halide, halide attached to benzylic position. So see, this is the benzyl position. So CH2, that is benzyl position. If halogen attached to benzyl position, that is benzyl halide. Here also halogen attached to sp3 hybridized carbon. Another classification, aryl halide. Aryl halide. So we will discuss aryl halide completely after the completion of this alkyl halide. In aryl halide, halogen directly attached to the phenyl ring. halogen directly attached to the phenyl ring, that is aryl halide. Here halogen attached to sp2 hybridized carbon. So we can also distinguish the alkyl halide based on the halogen is attached to with respect to either sp3 hybridized carbon or sp2 hybridized carbon. In conclusion, monohaloalkanes, dihaloalkanes, tetrahaloalkanes and allyl halide and benzyl halide, in these type of allyl halide, halogen is attached to sp3 hybridized carbon, whereas vinyl halide and aryl halide, halogen attached to sp2 hybridized carbon. So our topic is monohaloalkanes. So the common name is alkyl halide. We will discuss the synthetic procedures that are involved for the preparation of monoalkyl halide or alkyl halide. Okay. Preparation of alkyl halide or preparation of monohaloalkanes. Preparation of alkyl halides. Alkyl halide is a common name, or monohaloalkanes. 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 The first method of preparation is from alkanes. From alkanes. Preparation of alkyl halides from alkanes. Alkanes. We can call it as a direct halogenation. We can call it as a direct halogenation. Direct halogenation. For example, alkane, when methane reacts with halogen in presence of sunlight, we will get CH3, Cl, CH3, we can call it HCH3X plus HX plus SX. This is an example of free radical substitution reaction. Free radical substitution reaction, where X2 is equal to, we can use either chlorine, bromine or iodine. Fluorination is not possible here, either chloro, bromo, iodo. That means we can prepare alkyl chloride, alkyl bromide and alkyl iodide can be prepared by direct halogenation of the alkanes. The disadvantage of this method is, this method is applicable only for applicable in small scale. In small scale laboratory, this method is not applicable. The reason is, once the monohalogenation product is obtained, so that further reacts with halogen in presence of the sunlight, we will get dihaloalkanes will be possible. After forming dihaloalkane, further it reacts with halogen in presence of the sunlight, trihaloalkanes are possible. After formation of the trihaloalkanes, again it reacts with halogen in presence of the sunlight, tetrahaloalkanes is possible. So multiple products are formed in the direct halogenation. So multiple products formation takes place in the direct halogenation of the alkane. That's why in the small scale laboratory, this method is not preferred. So in the small scale laboratory, this method is not possible. It's not preferred. We cannot control the reaction. But industrially means manufacture. In the bulk scale, industrially manufacturing methods. For manufacturing, the bulk scale, we can control the reaction at monohaloalkanes. So that means, so direct halogenation of alkanes not preferred in the small scale laboratory, but preferred in the industrial. For the manufacture in the bulk scale, this halogenation is preferred. This is an example of free radical substitution reaction. So coming to the mechanism, so first step is initiation, chain initiation. We can discuss several examples for this free radical substitution reactions in the alkanes chapter. In the first step, that X2 In presence of sunlight, free radical will be formed. For example, you use Cl2, Cl dot will be formed. In the propagation step, in the chain propagation step, so this X dot, whatever the X dot that is obtained in the initiation step, that reacts with this starting material, it generates Hx plus CH3 dot. In the termination step, so CH3 dot in the propagation step and X dot in the initiation step will combine to give monohaloalkanes. Industrially, we can control the reaction at here, but in the small scale, again this reacts with the X dot to give multiple products. This is about monohalogenation. This is about direct halogenation of alkane. So this is useful for industrial method, not preferred for the laboratory system. It is an example of free radical substitution reaction. Let's see the chlorination. Chlorination method. For example, take ethane CH3 when reacts with chlorine in presence of the sunlight. So the product obtained is CH3, CH2, Cl plus HCl. CH3, CH2, Cl, ethyl chloride from ethane. The side product obtained is hydrochloric acid in this reaction. Here, 2 points need to remember: selectivity and reactivity. It's an example of free radical substitution reaction. Here, two types of, so here 2 hydrogens, 6 hydrogens are there, but all 6 hydrogens are primary, all 6 hydrogens attached to the primary carbon, so primary hydrogens, you can call it as primary. So all 6 hydrogens attached to primary carbon. So that is the reason why, so only one type of hydrogen is present, so there is no competition, we got the primary alkyl halide, so ethyl chloride. Let's see the example, one more example, CH3, CH2, CH3 reacts with chlorine in presence of sunlight. Write the product obtained. Okay. See here, 2 types of hydrogens are there. So primary carbon and secondary carbon. There are 6 hydrogens that are attached to the primary carbon, 2 hydrogens that are attached to the secondary carbon. In this case, we need to see whether we need to write the product with respect to the selectivity or reactivity. Write the number of hydrogens. So primary carbon attached hydrogens are 6. Secondary carbon attached hydrogens are 2. Write the ratio of primary to secondary. You can call it as 3:1. Okay. If the ratio is 1:1 or 2:1 or 3:1 with respect to primary to secondary or primary to tertiary, we need to see the reactivity, not selectivity. Reactivity. The reactivity order of primary, secondary and tertiary is, tertiary free radical is more reactive than secondary than primary. As a result, so primary free radical is least reactive, secondary is more reactive. That means the product obtained is CH3, CH, Cl and CH3. This is the major product that is obtained. This is the major product that is obtained, and the minor product that is obtained is CH3, CH2, Cl is the minor product. This is the minor product that is obtained in this reaction. We need to see the reactivity. Why? Because the ratio of primary to secondary is 3:1. If it is 1:1, 2:1, 3:1, we need to see the reactivity. If it is above, we need to see the selectivity. Let's see the one more example. CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, CH3 undergoing chlorination in presence of the sunlight. Write the product obtained. Write the major product formed. You can see here it is a primary carbon, secondary carbon and tertiary carbon. Write the number of hydrogens with respect to the primary hydrogen. There are 3. So 9 hydrogens are attached to the primary carbon. See the secondary carbon, 2 hydrogens attached to the secondary carbon. See the tertiary carbon. So only one hydrogen attached to the tertiary carbon. You can see now. You can see the ratio primary to secondary. Write the primary to secondary ratio. Primary to secondary, it is almost 4.5:1. That is more than 3:1. So primary to tertiary, so it is almost 9:1. Since the ratio is above 3:1, we need to see the selectivity, not reactivity. Selectivity, it's not based on the reactivity. The substitution product is, free radical substitution product is based on the selectivity. So to know better knowledge on this, we will discuss more examples in alkanes chapter that we will do after this chapter. As of now, the ratio is below 3:1:1, 2:1, 3:1, we need to see the reactivity. If it is above 3:1, we need to see the selectivity. Selectivity means we need to see which hydrogens are more. The selectivity wise, so primary hydrogens are more. So that means this is, so the free radical substitution takes place with respect to the more hydrogen. That is selectivity based, not based on the reactivity. In that case, so 9 hydrogens are primary. That means selectively it will take place on primary. So coming to the primary, so 2 types of primary is there. Here it is a primary and here it is a. So among these 2 types of primary, these 6 hydrogens are symmetrical. That means these 6 are attached to the tertiary carbon. So the product obtained is Cl, very very important, CH2, CH, CH3 or CH2 and CH3. This is the major product that is obtained in this example. That is because of the selectivity of primary hydrogen. Primary hydrogens are more. Okay, so this is about chlorination. Now bromination. See the bromination. So bromination is similar to chlorination. So bromination is similar to, same as chlorination. Same as chlorination. There is no difference between the examples of chlorination and bromination. We will write only one example for bromination. For example, direct halogenation of alkane in presence when reacts with bromine in presence of sunlight, it will give methyl bromide, CH3Br. Methyl bromide plus a HBr is the side product that is obtained in the bromination of alkane. Now last one, remaining examples are same as the chlorination. That's the second. Next one, iodination. Iodination. The iodination, you see direct halogenation with iodine in presence of the sunlight. You see the product obtained is methyl iodide, CH3I, and the product, side product is HI. So several times we discussed the side product HI that is formed in the iodination. It's a strong reducing agent. It's a strong reducing agent. So that means it will reduce the other molecule that is present in the reaction mixture. Once HI is formed in the reaction, that can reduce methyl iodide back to the methane. So hence it is a reversible reaction will takes place. It's a reversible reaction will takes place in case of iodination. Whereas in the case of chlorination and bromination, hydrochloric acid and hydrobromic acid is formed. There is no problem with HCl and HBr. Whereas in the case of iodination, strong reducing agent HI is formed that can reduce back the product into the starting material. As a result, 50% of the starting material is unreacted. So hardly you will get 50% yield in the reaction. So in this case, most of the starting material, so we need to recover by using purification techniques. It will take some time, so it will consume lot of time to prepare the desired alkyl halide. In this case, to move the equilibrium for the forward reaction, we need to do 2 things. Either we need to remove HI from the reaction, or we can convert, if HI if convert into the iodine, forward reaction is taking place. So now our idea is to convert HI into the iodine, to convert the equilibrium towards the forward direction. So to convert HI into the iodine, we can use the strong oxidizing agents like we can use either HNO3 or HiO3 or mercuric oxide in combination with sulfuric acid. If you use the strong oxidizing agents in the iodination, whatever the product that is formed, strong reducing agent, that Hi gets converted into iodine. As a result, forward direction, equilibrium shift towards the forward direction. As a result, all the starting material gets converted into the product. Let's see what will happen if you use this strong oxidizing agent in presence of the sunlight. If you use strong oxidizing agent, equilibrium shift towards the forward direction, no equilibrium. So there is no forward, so there is no backward direction, only forward direction will take place. As a result, so all the starting material gets react with the iodine. So what is taking place here means, so in case of HNO3, if you use HNO3, whatever the Hi that is reacts with HNO3, so that gets converted into iodine plus water plus nitric oxide. You can use 6, so 3I2 and then 2H2O, see 7 here. So 2, you can use 2NO. As a result, see 2 plus 3, 6, 8, 4H2O. Now it's balanced. 4 plus 2, 6, so 3. Now it's balanced. Suppose if you use HiO3 as a reagent, so whatever Hi that is reacts with HiO3, that gets converted into iodine plus water. So balance this reaction. So use 5Hi. So 5 plus 1, 6, that means 3I2 and 3 oxygens, 3H2O, right, 6 hydrogen. Suppose if you use mercuric oxide as a oxidizing agent, so mercuric oxide is lengthy reaction. That mercuric oxide first reacts with Hi. Okay, so use 2 moles to give mercury iodide plus H2O. That mercuric iodide that is formed further reacts with H2SO4, 2 moles to give I2 plus mercuric sulfate plus H2O and SO2. See, it's balanced. H2O, right, it's balanced already. H2, 2H2O. Okay, now it's balanced. SO2. Okay, 2SO2. No, it's balanced. Right. So what is happening in this reaction? Whatever Hi is formed that reacts with either strong oxidizing agents like HNO3, HiO3 or HCO, that gets converted into I2. As a result, concentration of the reactant increases, Lee Catelier principle, equilibrium shift towards the forward direction, will get the methyl iodide in a good yield. So this is about iodination. The next method of preparation of alkyl halides from alkanes by using sulfuryl chloride. So sulfuryl chloride, for example, when alkane reacts with sulfuryl chloride, alkanes reacts with sulfuryl chloride in presence of sunlight, will get methyl chloride plus sulfur dioxide plus hydrochloric acid is formed in this reaction. This is also an example of free radical substitution reaction. This is sulfuryl chloride. So sulfuryl chloride can also used for allylic halogenation, that we will discuss at the end of the topic. So example of free radical substitution reaction. So what is happening in this reaction is, so in an initiation step, in the chain initiation step, sulfuryl chloride SO2Cl2 in presence of sunlight gets converted into SO2 and Cl2. That Cl2 in presence of sunlight will get free radical Cl dot plus Cl dot. In the propagation step, in the chain propagation step, so whatever the Cl dot that is obtained in the initiation step, that gets react with CH4 to give methyl radical plus hydrochloric acid. In the termination step, that CH3 dot in the propagation, Cl dot in the initiation step gets combined to give methyl chloride. to give methyl chloride. So we will get methyl chloride monoalkyl halide by using sulfuryl chloride is an example of free radical substitution reaction. So far we discussed monoalkyl halide synthesis from alkanes by using direct halogenation like chlorination, bromination, iodination, and also by using sulfuryl chloride. So remember that all these examples are an example of free radical substitution reaction. Next method of preparation of alkyl halides from alkenes. Preparation of alkyl halides from alkenes. It is an example of electrophilic addition reaction. Whereas the preparation of alkyl halides from alkanes is an example of free radical substitution reaction. This is a free electrophilic addition reaction. So for example, CH2 double bond CH2 to give it reacts with HX. So here what is obtained is, electrophile H plus will add in the initial step to give CH2H and CH2X. We will get monoalkyl halide. Since it is a symmetrical alkene, so H plus can attack either here or here, the product obtained is same. So we can use either HCl or HBr or HI. So HF cannot be used in this method. Fluoroalkyl halides cannot be prepared. That can separately prepared in the different steps, different named reaction. Suppose if you take unsymmetrical alkene CH3, CH double bond CH2, for example, you can treat with HCl, hydrochloric acid. It's a electrophilic addition reaction. So what is happening? So H plus will attack initially. Electrophile is H plus, that will attack over the double bond. Since it is an unsymmetrical alkene, there are two possibilities. Either shift of this double bond shift from here to here, or double bond shift from this carbon to this carbon. Let us say it is path A and this is path B. See, suppose if it is path A, path 1, the shift of electrons like this, as a result what is happening? CH3, CH plus, and after adding this one CH3. The path 2, what is happening in the path 2? So shift of electrons from here to here. So as a result CH3, CH2 and CH2 plus. Now see, suppose if it is path 1, secondary carbocation is formed. In path 2, primary carbocation is formed. Stability of carbocation, tertiary is more stable than, secondary is more stable than primary. Primary is least stable. That means secondary is stable. That means, so path 1 is feasible. So always the shift of electrons will take place to get the more stable carbocation. So that means the product obtained is, so Cl minus will attack here. The product obtained is CH3, CH, Cl and CH3. This is the major product that is obtained when propene reacts with HCl. Okay. Now see, the intermediate is carbocation is formed as an intermediate in this reaction. Since carbocation is formed as an intermediate in these electrophilic addition reactions, so whenever there is a formation of carbocation in acidic medium, there is a possibility of the rearrangement. If there is a chance for the rearrangement, definitely the carbocation will undergo rearrangement. Let's see here what is happening. So once secondary carbocation is formed, so here there is no possibility for the rearrangement. Why? Because so if it is undergoing rearrangement, so it will give primary carbocation 1,2 hydride shift. That's why there is no possibility. Let's see one more example. CH3, CH3 double bond CH2. Okay, now single bond CH2, single bond CH and then double, so CH2. Let's see this example. See what is happening in the first step. HCl, use HCl. HCl. So what is happening? So definitely shift of electrons will take place from here to here to get the more stable carbocation. What is happening? CH3, CH, CH3, then CH2, CH, okay, right, CH plus and CH3. This is a secondary carbocation. So adjacent, there are two possibilities. So from here to here shift, here to here shift. Suppose the shift of 1,2 hydride shift will take place, means so it will give primary carbocation, that is not preferred. So it will undergo 1,2 hydride shift. 1,2 hydride shift. So first hydride, if hydride is not possible, methyl, if methyl is not there, is phenyl, like that the priority. So after 1,2 methyl shift, so C plus, CH3, CH2 and CH3. Now the Cl minus will attack here. So to give the product obtained is CH3, CH3, Cl, CH2 and CH3. This is the major product obtained in these reactions. Okay. Whenever there is a possibility of the rearrangement, we need to see for the look for the rearrangement of either 1,2 hydride shift or 1,2 methyl shift. So you can see in this example, so it is following Markovnikov rule. It is following Markovnikov rule. This is Markovnikov rule. Markovnikov's rule. What is Markovnikov's rule? The negative part of the reagent will attack at the carbon having less number of the hydrogen atoms. Okay, we'll discuss some more examples of the alkyl halide synthesis from alkenes by using Markovnikov's rule. Okay, next example. Double bond CH3. Let us say HBr. What is happening? Markovnikov rule. What is Markovnikov rule? Negative part of the reagent, Markovnikov. Negative part of the reagent will attack at the carbon of the double bond where the less number of hydrogens are there. Here 0 hydrogens, here 1 hydrogen is there. That means the negative part of the reagent will attack at the this one. Okay, even if you write the mechanism also, we will get the same compound. Okay, we will get the same compound. This one, this is the major product. What is happening? So electrophilic addition reaction. So first electrophile will add. So electrophile H plus will add. So here two possibilities. So from here to here or here to here. Suppose if shift from here to here, we will get the tertiary carbocation. So tertiary carbocation, that's why H plus will add here. After that Br minus will add here. So that follows the Markovnikov's rule. That is known as, so the product is Markovnikov product. Markovnikov product. The rule is Markovnikov's rule. The product is Markovnikov product. So let's see, if there is no rearrangement, we can directly write. So write the product, what is happening. So the negative part of the reagent, we can add carbon having a less number of the hydrogen. Suppose if the rearrangement is there, you can follow the mechanism. Right, for example, CH3, 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 CH double bond CH2. Okay, so H, that's CHI. Okay, free radical electrophilic addition reaction. Here also we can write the Markovnikov product. So definitely the negative part of the reagent will attack at the carbon having less number of the hydrogen. But the problem is, here is there is a possibility of the rearrangement. In that case, write the complete mechanism. So what is happening? So first electrophilic addition, first electrophile will attack, shift of electrons from here to here to get the more stable carbocation. What is happening? CH3, CH3, CH3 and then CH plus, after that CH3. After that, so 1,2 methyl shift will take place. Okay, here also two possibilities. From here to here, primary carbocation is formed. That is not that is even less stable than the secondary carbocation. That's why phenyl shift will take place. As a result, so CH3, CH3, positive charge, CH, CH3, CH3, and then that Cl minus will attack here. The product obtained is CH3, C, CH3, chloro, CH, CH3 and CH. This is the major product that is obtained after rearrangement of this compound. So see one more example. So even this is a Markovnikov rule, but we cannot write the product directly. Okay. One more example, interesting example. CH, double bond CH and CH3. When reacts with HCl, write the product form. See, okay. Here you can see, suppose if it shift from here, secondary carbocation, shift of, so anywhere first step is electrophilic addition reaction. In the first step, H plus will attack. Either shift from here to here or here to here, secondary carbocation is formed. But if the secondary carbocation is here, it is stabilized more with this resonance. As a result, shift of electrons will take place from here to here, and the product obtained is this one. See the difference. Very, very important example, CH2, CH3. Even if you shift from here to here also secondary carbocation, but this secondary carbocation is stabilized with only plus inductive effective group, whereas this secondary carbocation stabilized with the phenyl group. Resonance stability is more than the mesomeric effect. That's why shift of electrons from here to here. Even though both the cases will get the secondary carbocation, but this secondary carbocation is more stable than the cis secondary carbocation. Okay, clear? So this is about Markovnikov product. Now we will discuss the Kharasch effect. Kharasch effect or peroxide effect, Kharasch effect or peroxide effect, or we can call it as the anti-Markovnikov rule. Anti-Markovnikov rule. Anti-Markovnikov rule. So Markovnikov rule means the negative part of the reagent will attack at the carbon having less number of the hydrogen atom. Whereas in the Kharasch effect or peroxide effect, negative part of the reagent will attack at the more number of hydrogen atoms at a double bond. Let's see, this Kharasch effect is taking place, is possible only in case of HBr, not HCl and not HA, very important. HBr with H2O2 or any peroxide. Our examples, generally we will use H2O2 plus, HBr plus H2O2 and HBr plus benzoyl peroxide we will use. Benzoyl peroxide, generally we will use these two peroxides. So benzoyl peroxide means this one. Benzoyl peroxide, CO phenyl ring. Okay, benzoyl peroxide. When HBr in presence of the peroxide, the effect is Kharasch effect and the product obtained is anti-Markovnikov product will be obtained. Let's see what is happening is CH3, CH, double bond CH2. So first we will write HBr. So HBr is electrophilic addition reaction. The product obtained is CH3. The negative part of the reagent will attack at the carbon of carbon of the hydrogens where less number of hydrogens are there. Here less number of hydrogens are there. The product is CHBr and CH3. This is Markovnikov product. Whereas if you use the same reaction, CH3 double bond CH2, same reaction in presence of HBr, if you use H2O2, that means that is a peroxide effect or a Kharasch effect. Kharasch effect. So where we will get the anti-Markovnikov product. So the product obtained is opposite to that one. See, CH2 and CH2Br will be obtained. Okay. So this is anti-Markovnikov product. Anti-Markovnikov product will be obtained in case of Kharasch effect when HBr in presence of H2O2 or benzoyl peroxide or any other peroxide. This is an example of free radical substitution reaction. This is electrophilic addition reaction. So what is happening in the free radicals means first H2O2 gets converted into HO dot, initiation step, HO dot and HO dot. This is initiation step. in the initiation step, so HO dot and HO dot will be formed. So again that HO dot reacts with HBr to give H2O plus Br dot. See, the Br dot is the first free radical that is obtained in the Kharash effect. That's why, so definitely the first free radical that is attacked is Br dot. After that, the second free radical HO dot, so reacts with H2O, so to give H dot and 2OH dot. So in the second stage, the second free radical that is attacked is H dot. Now coming to the starting material, in presence of the peroxide CH3, CH double bond CH2, in presence of the H2O2, homolytic cleavage will take place. So that means we will get two free radicals here and here. The first free radical that will attack is Br dot. Why? Because that is first is forming free radical is Br dot. Here the addition of Br dot is, this is secondary free radical and this is primary free radical. Here, so this is less sterically crowded, this is more sterically, this is sterically crowded, less sterically crowded. So hence the CH3, CH dot and CH2 Br will be formed. I will explain one more point here. So after attacking, we will get the more stable carbocation, more stable free radical, secondary free radical is formed. Suppose if Br dot will attack here, that is little difficult. Why? Because sterically crowded, ended with the primary free radical, that is less stable. That's why it will attack at a less sterically crowded to give more stable free radical. To give more stable free radical, it will attack at the less sterically crowded. So it is attacking at sterically free position to give more stable carbocation. After that, it will finally, the second free radical H dot will attack to give CH3 and CH2 and CH2 Br. Finally, we will get anti-Markovnikov product will be formed by using Kharash effect. Now, we will solve some examples of preparation of alkyl halides from alkenes by using Markovnikov and anti-Markovnikov rule. We will say, take the one example CH3, we will write different possibilities. First is C, HCl, HBr, HCl in presence of H2O2, HBr in presence of H2O2, HI and HI in presence of H2O2. We know, okay, see HCl, that means electrophilic addition reaction, that means Markovnikov product will be formed. The negative part of the reagent will attack at the carbon having less number of hydrogen. Here one hydrogen is there, here no hydrogen. The negative part of the reagent will attack at the carbon of less number of hydrogen atom. That means CH3Cl. Okay, if you want you can try the mechanism. HBr, so there is no peroxide used. This is also an example of electrophilic addition reaction. So the negative part of the reagent will attack at the carbon having less number of the hydrogen atom. This is a Markovnikov product. This is also Markovnikov product. The third example, HCl in presence of H2O2. But there is no Kharash effect or peroxide effect in case of HCl. That means the same product, negative part of the reagent will attack at the carbon having less number of the hydrogen atom, Markovnikov product only obtained. So HBr in presence of H2O2, here Kharash effect is present. Kharash effect, that means peroxide effect or anti-Markovnikov product. It's an example of free radical substitution reaction. This is electrophilic addition reaction. So here the bromine will attack at carbon of double bond where more number of hydrogens are present, HI. So it's a electrophilic addition reaction, that means negative part of the reagent will attack at the carbon having less number of the hydrogen atom. HI and H2O2, there is no Kharash effect for HCl and HI, that means again Markovnikov product will be formed. Markovnikov product will be formed. Negative part of the reagent will attack at the carbon having less number of the hydrogen atom. Only in one case only anti-Markovnikov product is formed. So this is about synthesis of alkyl halide from alkene by using Markovnikov and anti-Markovnikov rule. Now preparation of alkyl halides from alkynes. Third method, preparation of alkyl halides from alkynes. Alkyl halide preparation from alkynes. See, CH3 double bond CH, okay, alkyne, C triple bond CH. It's a free electrophilic addition reaction. Let's see HBr, okay, example of electrophilic addition reaction. But since electrophilic addition reaction, it will follow Markovnikov product or Markovnikov rule. The negative part of the reagent will attack at the carbon having less number of the hydrogen atom. So the first it will form CH3, C, Br, double bond CH2. So again it will react with one more equivalent of the HBr. So example of electrophilic addition reaction, the negative part of the reagent will attack at the carbon having less number. Here 2 hydrogen, 0 hydrogen, that means we will get dibromo. Geminal dibromo will be obtained. Okay, CH3 will be formed. Okay, clear? Right. Now we will get geminal dibromide in case of air. So how to prepare vicinal dibromide? How to convert vicinal dibromide? Okay, how to convert vicinal dibromide? Okay, so we will try. So for vicinal dibromide, CH3 from alkyne CH, first we will use HBr. Okay, first we will use HBr, that is electrophilic addition reaction. First electrophile will attack, H plus will attack at the alkyne. So shift of electrons from here to here. Why? Because so this is secondary carbocation is formed. This is more stable than this one. So as a result, so CH3, CBr double bond CH2. Right. Now we will use HBr in combination with H2O2. That is Karash effect. Okay, Karash effect. So what will happen in the Karash effect? In the Karash effect, anti-Markovnikov product will be obtained. So what is happening? First Br dot will come. So Br dot will attack at the sterically less crowded here. So anti-Markovnikov product will be obtained. For any doubt, you can write the complete mechanism, then you will clearly understand the mechanism. Clear? So this is so we can prepare either geminal dibromide or vicinal dibromide by using alkyne, by using either Markovnikov rule or anti-Markovnikov rule. So based on the depending upon the our requirement, we can use the reagents. Right? Clear? Okay. Next method of preparation, allylic halogenation. Fourth method, alkanes over alkenes and alkynes over allylic halogenation. Very, very important method. Allylic halogenation. We can do halogenation at allylic position. Halogenation at allylic position. So see, this is allyl, CH double bond CH3. This is a allyl group. Okay, propene. So this is allylic position. So we want to do halogenation particularly at this group. We have some specific reagents. I will write the specific reagents. Then we selectively will get a allylic halogenation. Very, very important. Allylic halogenation. Okay. Selectively we will get a allyl halide. So far we discussed, we discussed alkanes, direct halogenation, chlorine, bromine, iodine or sulfuryl chloride. Alkene, so either Karash effect by using HBr, H2O2 or Markovnikov rule by using HCl, HBr, HI. And alkynes, either Markovnikov or anti-Markovnikov. But here, allylic halogenation. So the reagents for allylic halogenation is either NBS in presence of sunlight or sulfuryl chloride. We discussed this one. Sulfuryl chloride in presence of sunlight or chlorine at high temperature, chlorine at 500 degrees centigrade or bromine at 500 degrees centigrade, we will get allylic halogenation will takes place. Let's see, we will conclude one brief example, we will cover all the reagent. For example, first NBS in presence of the sunlight. So allylic halogenation will take place. This is allyl group. So the product obtained is CH2 double bond CH2Br. Okay, whole Ziegler reaction we discussed in the synthesis of the benzene. Then sulfuryl chloride SO2Cl2. The mechanism I explained in this particular video only. Then what is happening? Allylic halogenation will take place. CH2Cl, allylic halogenation will take place. Then chlorine at 500 degrees centigrade. Okay, it's a free radical substitution reaction. So what is happening? Allylic halogenation will take place. CH2Cl. Okay, allylic halogenation will take place. Then bromine at 500 degrees centigrade. Allylic bromination will take place. Allylic bromination will takes place, CH2Br. So for allylic halogenation, these reagents are very useful. Okay, so this is about the synthetic procedures for the preparation of alkyl halides. We discussed from alkanes, we discussed from alkenes, we discussed from alkynes, and from allylic halogen also we discussed. In the next class, we will discuss remaining methods of synthesis for the alkyl halide. So this is about today's class. Follow the class, read well, all the very best. Thank you.